It's going to be Malcolm Gordon versus Jimmy Flick. It's going to be a fight in the flyweight. It's going to be the first fight on the card. Malcolm Gordon right now, he is 14-7. He's coming 2-3 actually in his last five. He's going to fight Jimmy Flick, 16-7. He is 3-2 in his last five, but his last two fights have been kind of a rocky start for him. He's come back after like a few years layoff, so not the best introduction back to fighting for him. They both around the same age, and in terms of measurables, pretty similar as well. Jimmy Flick, he's actually a plus 173 underdog right now. Malcolm Gordon's minus 203 as a favorite. And Malcolm Gordon actually opened up at a minus 119. So that's just to kind of tell you guys the odds right there. I'll let Alex go ahead and break down this fight first. Alex, what are your thoughts on Gordon versus Flick here?
Yep. So I think, first thing I kind of noticed was that Malcolm Gordon was overweight by 3 pounds, 3.5 pounds in his last fight. He still ended up losing to Jake Hadley. So I think, very pathetic showing in his last fight. Um, Breaking down the tape, I noticed that he has a very aggressive fighting style. Kind of likes to lunge in, almost like he's running forward and throwing strikes. Uh, and with that style, he's kind of prone to getting taken down, because fighters can kind of just level change as he's kind of lunging in, and he kind of gets off balance, and so it's kind of easy to get taken, have him get taken down that way. Um, then for Jimmy Flick, obviously he's coming off two very bad losses. In terms of his, fighting style, he's looking to get the fight down to the mat. And so, what I'm thinking is, Malcolm Gordon is susceptible to being taken down. Jimmy Flick likes to get the fight down to the mat. Um, so, I think Flick can potentially see some success in, with getting these takedowns. Um, but to kind of round it all up together, I am most likely staying away from this fight. Um, I would not. I definitely don't want to trust, either of these fighters with my money. There's just no way I can back a Malcolm Gordon at minus whatever he is, or a Jimmy Flick. So staying away from this one.
Yeah, and I actually agree with Alex. I mean, I don't want to, belabor the point. I'm staying far away from this fight as well. Just to kind of give you my thoughts on it, I guess. I mean, Malcolm Gordon, he actually does have legit jujitsu skills. I've been able to see that he's been able to perform, arm bars, kimuras, arm submissions from many angles. I think he scrambles pretty well as well. His striking is just okay, not the best striker, but he is able to pressure forward with power, and he has a high guard that somewhat protects him, but not all the time, as you guys have seen in his record. He uses unique angles to strike, just as he does with grappling, but Gordon has shown to be pretty chinny that I've seen. Flick is a pretty much just mostly a grappler. That I think that he has high level jiu-jitsu skills, especially early on in the UFC when he had his kind of first stint before the long layoff. He is a submission specialist. I mean, 14 sub wins in his career, zero sub losses. So this guy's very versed in the submission game. He's really good at chain submissions as well. Constantly threatens subs. If you look at his numbers, I mean, 4.4 sub attempts per 15 minutes per fight. That's pretty high. He also has decent takedowns at 1.66 takedowns landed per fight, and then a 27% takedown accuracy, which is not the best, but given his style, I think that that's something that's somewhat suitable. His striking, though, is just where there's a big hole in his game right now. I think that he came in as a below average striker, and after the long layoff, I mean, he's looked extremely rusty. His rhythm and just timing has just looked off in these last two fights that he's had. I believe he got knocked out by Charles Johnson. Not much of a knockout artist. He's not known as a knockout artist. And then he got knocked out by Costa. So I mean, there's just not too good of a resume so far for him. I think that how I see this fight mainly playing out is Malcolm Gordon is going to press forward. and eventually land enough power shots to chin Jimmy Flick. I think the grappling, in a sense, will cancel each other out. Staying away from this, though. I think this is just two highly volatile fighters who will get into a volatile fight. We could even see like a sloppy decision fight, right? I mean, I think that anything right now is on the table for this specific fight. So prediction here is Gordon by KO, but I'm staying away from this fight, very far away from it.